It's been a surprisingly busy year for Aston Martin. The brand managed to release some highly anticipated releases to their iconic models, created one-off commission cars, and celebrated its racing achievement with special edition cars and SUVs. So today, we're talking about models that this British marque has presented this year, as well as newcomers set to arrive in 2025. Let's get started. Aston Martin Valhalla. After 5 years in the making, Aston Martin is finally ready to present its track-ready monster. Labeled by the British performance manufacturer as a true driver's supercar, the Valhalla utilizes a cutting-edge hybrid powertrain. It consists of a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 and 3 electric motors that join forces to produce 1,064 horsepower and 811 pound-feet of torque. This massive output is handled by an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission to produce a 2.5-second time for 0 to 60 mph acceleration and a 217 mph top speed, while the active aerodynamic bodywork keeps the car planted with upwards of 1,322 pounds of downforce. The model features an F1-inspired design inside and out, massive Brembo brakes with 16.1-inch carbon ceramic discs, a pushrod front suspension, an advanced torque vectoring system, and a limited production run of just 999 units. Aston Martin Vanquish. The third-generation Vanquish earns the status of the brand's Grand Touring flagship and the most powerful mass-produced car to date. Instead of hybridizing an existing mill or going for smaller displacement, Aston Martin stayed true to its convictions and developed a new V12 from the ground up. This front mid-mounted 5.2-liter twin-turbo delivers 835 horsepower and 737 pound-feet to the rear wheels. The V12 works with a rear-mounted ZF torque converter transaxle and an electronically controlled rear differential. This exotic supercar sports Bilstein DTX dampers, 21-inch wheels with Pirelli P0 rubber, carbon ceramic brakes, and electronic aids that can be disengaged for extreme driving. The cabin environment is the apex of aesthetics with 2 handcrafted seats, a rear luggage area, a Bowers & Wilkins audio system, and the next-gen infotainment. Aston Martin DB12 Goldfinger Edition. The new DB12 Special Edition is where the interests of every movie fan and car enthusiast should overlap. As a tribute to the first appearance of Aston Martin DB5 in the James Bond movie franchise, the Goldfinger Edition received a host of visual upgrades by the brand's Q bespoke division. Spoiler alert, none of them include James Bond's spy gadgets. Mechanically, it's still the latest gen DB12 with a twin-turbocharged 4.0-liter V8 that pushes out 670 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. However, visually, it's a completely different story. This ultra-luxury GT got a bespoke silver birch paint job, 21-inch silver multi-spoke wheels with contrasting black brake calipers, gold side strakes, and a lot of brand-specific livery on the outside. As for the interior, you can expect leather sports plus seats, materials with a Prince of Wales check pattern, 18-karat gold-plated accents on the dashboard and the gear selector, as well as the 8 of Hearts embroidery. Finally, this bespoke creation will be limited to just 60 copies. Aston Martin Valiant. Aston Martin's bespoke Q division has recently announced a special 38-unit version of the Valiant. The model was inspired by a personal commission vehicle produced for Fernando Alonso, so it's not surprising that it's tuned for both road and track use. With this model, Aston Martin continues the tradition of building pure driver's cars with high-performance engines. The engine setup of the Valiant is represented by a twin-turbo V12 with a massive 734 horsepower and 555 pound-feet torque output channeled through a 6-speed manual transmission. To handle prolonged track use, this retro-inspired coupe is fitted with carbon ceramic brakes, a suspension setup with Multimatic ASV dampers, and 3 pre-programmed driving modes, one of which, of course, is for track driving. Further track-oriented preparations include lightweight carbon fiber bodywork, 21-inch magnesium wheels, and external elements created with the help of titanium and light but strong 3D printed parts. The exterior look was described by the manufacturer as a modern take on the iconic Muncher Le Mans racer, while the interior is quite reserved and features a built-in half-cage with 4-point race harnesses, Recaro podium seats, and a tasteful combination of Alcantara and leather trims. Aston Martin DBX 707. The 2025 refresh makes sure that the design and power of this super SUV are aligned with the latest automotive expectations. From now on, it's offered solely in the flagship 707 version with an expanded color palette including 5 new shades, pop-out door handles, and new side mirrors. This Aston is powered by the Mercedes-AMG 4-liter bi-turbo V8 that transfers 707 horsepower and 664 pound-feet through a 9-speed wet-clutch automatic transmission. This all-wheel drive vehicle has had its adaptive electronic dampers and air suspension recalibrated to improve handling at speeds up to 193 miles per hour, while the stopping power comes from the 16.5-inch front and 15.4-inch rear carbon ceramic brakes. Inside, we welcome a new 12.3-inch digital instrument panel, 10.25-inch infotainment with revised software, reworked door panels, Bowers & Wilkins audio, and a new steering wheel. Aston Martin DBX 707 AMR-24. As a tribute to Aston Martin Aramco's most successful season in history, the executives announced the racing-inspired special edition of the brand's super SUV, the DBX 707 AMR-24 edition. The vehicle retains a 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 with a 9-speed automatic that ensures class-leading acceleration at 60 miles per hour in 3.1 seconds, and a 193 mile per hour maximum velocity. Aston Martin developed 3 unique exterior and 2 interior color schemes. A podium green, onyx black, or neutron white exterior is highlighted by matching brake calipers, 23-inch wheels, and exclusive livery. The sporty interior can be upholstered with either black material with contrast stitching or a dual-tone combination of black and green materials. Other in-cabin enhancements include carbon fiber inserts, AMR-24 badges, and a premium VW audio system. Aston Martin Vantage. After 74 years on the market, the iconic Vantage bloodline lives on and evolves into the most powerful and agile version of itself. The exterior updates feature a redesigned front bumper with a notably larger grille that improves airflow by 30%, and updated matrix LED headlights with integrated DRLs. Fresh front fenders cover new 21-inch forged alloy wheels, which are complemented by new side vents behind the arches. The new Vantage boasts the fastest performance ever thanks to an extensively rebuilt AMG 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8. With a peak output of 665 horsepower and an impressive 590 pound-feet of torque figure, this modification marks the largest increase in power and torque compared to its predecessor, representing 30% and 15% improvement respectively. Paired with an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission, this powertrain enables a top speed of 202 miles per hour and an acceleration from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.4 seconds. The 2025 model benefits from a 7% increase in chassis rigidity, updated active dampers, and improved dynamic controls. The new Vantage will be offered as a classic coupe and a soft-top convertible roadster. You can opt for a full leather interior with heated and ventilated seats, and there's a brand new 12.5-inch touchscreen with new software, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android, and either 11 or 15 speaker audio. The latest generation Vantage sports car was also used as a base for the automaker's GT3 and GT4 races. Aston Martin racing specialists worked on the aerodynamics, introduced a better cooling setup, improved the suspension, swapped out the gearbox, and put the GT racers on a diet so that the twin-turbo 4.0-liter V8 engine unlocks all its potential on the track. Aston Martin Valkyrie AMR-LMH. The AMR-LMH is on target to become the first hypercar to simultaneously compete in the WEC and IMSA classes in 2025 following the FIA homologation. The race-turned carbon fiber chassis is fitted with a modified version of Cosworth's impressive 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine. In its standard form, the engine revs up to 11,000 RPM and produces over 1,000 horsepower. This power unit has been refined to align with hypercar-class performance requirements and is designed to endure the requirements of high-level endurance racing. Aston Martin Vantage AMV24 Edition. To properly celebrate the latest racing achievements of the Vantage GT3 team, Aston Martin announced a highly exclusive modification to the 2025 Vantage Sports Coupe. With only 24 copies scheduled for production, Vantage AMV24 brings a series of racing-inspired design upgrades. On the outside, the limited edition sports car features a podium green paint job with the brand's unique livery, black finishes for the rear bumper, and 21-inch Y-spoke wheels. The interior treatments include headrest embroidery, lime green contrast stitching, and celebratory plaques and livery. Mechanically, the car still uses a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 with a 3.4-second time needed to reach 60 miles per hour and the 202 mile/hour top speed. It's equipped with active DTX dampers, e-diff technology, and Michelin Pilot S5 tires. Besides the aforementioned improvements by the carmaker's bespoke division, every lucky owner of Vantage AMV24 gets a chance to participate in the celebratory racing event. This is our first attempt at dedicating a full video to one manufacturer. How did we do? Should we continue with this series? Leave your thoughts below, and as always, may the torque be with you.